Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you're watching this. I'm Greg Pinneo, and I get the privilege of interviewing Miss Kara Chu today. And I'm really excited about this because what we've discovered, even in just the pregame show before we are now on the air, is that Kara and I don't know each other really, really, really well. So this is going to be fun because I have all kinds of questions, even outside the outline, that I want to ask. So this is just going to be fun. It's going to be like we get to know each other better, and we get to, let them join in.
Yes.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Thank you for the effort. This podcast, this hangar, is not on the way to anything at all. That's not true, but people just don't go there regularly. And certainly, I bet you don't. So thank you for being out here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
This is
I'm excited to be here.
A crazy space, and AJ's got us set up. We're being blinded by the light, as they say.
Yes.
So let's tackle. I want to start, as I often do, I want to start with, the hardwiring, the earliest influences, your childhood, who the influencers were, what formed you at an early age? Because anybody that kind of goes in some extraordinary division, I like to go, like, what was the ingredients in that soup at the outset? So tell me about that. Yeah.
So my family, for sure, mom and dad, and then when I was thinking about some of the stuff that you might ask me, I thought about like the earliest days, and that would be my grandma on my dad's side. And she would sew all of my Christmas dresses for the parties, for better or worse. And when I was younger, and probably like 7 to 10, I would go spend a couple weeks out there, and we would do just creative stuff together. She taught me how to sew. We'd make little bandanas. We would do cross stitching. She taught me how to crochet. She would do all sorts of crafty, creative things with me.
You say go. Where did you go?
Oh, so they had a property over in Carnation.
In Carnation?
Yes.
Okay, that was like
and
a
they're
big
still there.
Event out to Carnation.
Yes, and so we would go for the weekend. My brother would go as well, and he'd go outside. And my grandma and I would hang inside and do crafty, creative stuff. And
right.
Yeah, so that kind of, like, I hadn't actually thought about that in a long time, so...
Well, it's giving a precursor to where we're going, but we'll get there. But we'll remember Grandma in the scope of things. And so, tell me about your parents. Tell me, Mom and Dad. What were they like? What are they like?
My mom is just a sweetheart, like very loving, like the kindest person ever. I swear she's like Miss Popular around Kirkland. Like everywhere we go, people know her. They love her. To know her is to love her. She's a great mom. She took care of us really well. My dad was a big goofball. He passed away in 2023. And him and I were a lot alike in our sense of humor and kind of the way we are with the way we kind of think about life. My mom has more of like a free spirit, and I say I get some of that from her too, but my dad was pretty practical. I feel like I get a lot of that from him.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear.
Thank you.
Your dad. I too lost my dad in about the same time, and my mom.
Really?
All in that same period. Yeah.
So just a couple years ago then.
Just a couple of years ago. And
that's tough.
And that you look so young. Was your dad, how old was your dad?
He was 64 when he passed.
Wow. That's so young.
Yeah.
That is so young. I'm sorry to hear that. Mine was like 88. So I don't know, but I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I'm very, very aware of these days is that there's a clock ticking. We just don't know when it's over.
For sure.
Yeah. And so not that this is the essence of the podcast, but because because we're learning this about our own
We have
friendship
that in common.
is that it's been a lot harder than I would have ever guessed for me, even though they were in their late 80s and, leaking oil. I mean, I could see it coming, but it still has been a lot harder. The fact that they've always been there forever.
Totally.
Since, my first second, they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you doing with that transition? It's a tough one.
It was really hard at first. It happened pretty suddenly. So it was just a shock. Luckily, my brother lives in San Diego. He was able to come up here, be with us, and be with the family for 2 weeks. That is something I will forever be grateful for, is like that everybody just kind of like let us be away from work, life, and just kind of took control and just let us kind of mourn and deal. So that was really helpful. Also, I think it's when I started to like find my faith was after that. And it's only grown since then. So I'm super grateful for that. And that keeps me positive,
Right.
And I'm grateful that I still have both of his parents. So my grandparents are still alive. And my cousin Jeff and I are the ones that are closest geographically to them. So we step in. But yeah, it's hard. My grandparents are 89 and 90, and I wish my dad was here to see them, and for them, my heart breaks too, losing their child. Right. So. Oh
my gosh. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how old the child is. If you're still here and they're your child, you've lost your child.
Baby.
That's your baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Well,
but it's been a journey, and I'm doing a lot better. I would say the first year was the worst, and I don't know if this was the same for you, but I really didn't think about the anniversary of the passing until that following year, and that's probably the hardest day for me. No, not birthdays, not holidays. That's probably the hardest day for me because that's the worst memory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I had a revelation, and I actually just asked my brother the other day. I said, has it occurred to you this? And he says, no, it hasn't, but it doesn't surprise me. Here's the short version. My mom and dad were born on the same day, the same hour, the same minute. And so let's just start there. That was pretty weird, right? Different states, but born the same time. And effectively, they've known each other since they were about 5. And they figured that out when they were 18, and then they got married. And they've been married their whole life, and they're gone. Okay, well, what occurred to me that I told Jeff, I says, because of these anniversaries coming up, right? I said, has it occurred to you that Mom passed away on the 17th, which that number, different month, but that number was their anniversary.
Okay.
And Dad passed away on the 27th, which was their birthday day. Wow. I said, it's like they're still together. They like, okay, tell you what, I'll pass on our anniversary day, and you hang out, and I actually got it wrong. It was the opposite way. It was Dad was Dad was the 17th and Mom was the 27th. And but their days, it was their days.
Totally.
The 2 days of the year that were theirs was, June 17th and July 27th were their anniversary and birthday. And it didn't occur to any of us, me just the other day too, that, wow, one passed away on the same numerical day as their anniversary and the other is their birthday. I don't know. It's these little things, and I'm probably fishing, but it's these little things that you go, there's something bigger in control of this whole thing than me.
Yes.
And that I've known for a long, long time, but it really comes to the forefront when you need just that little bit of encouragement that they're good, they're together, they're doing fine. Don't worry about them. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You
said July
tough.
27th. That was the day my dad passed.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is getting stranger. Yeah. Wow.
Was that the anniversary?
No, that's their birthdays.
That's their birthdays.
Yeah, their birthdays.
Oh my gosh.
7/27 is their birthdays. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that it? I don't know. You know, Kara, I think there's more of this. If God's planting little seeds, like little things that he's hoping we find, I wonder how many we actually find.
Totally.
Because I just believe that the answer is right there. It's almost like Waldo in a picture. Waldo is in this picture. And you look and you look and you look and you go, they didn't draw Waldo in this picture. He's not here. And you look at it for months and you walk by it and look at it. And then all of a sudden you walk by it and it's like he's like waving at you. Hi. And you go, okay, who put that there?
Yeah.
There's no way I've missed that. And yet I honestly think that from a spiritual standpoint, that there's just more here that we should see. And so these little things, I think, are not accidents. And,
no, I don't think so either. And I think it's so important that people continue to talk to each other.
Yeah.
I think it's so important. I feel like with technology, I mean, and social media and stuff, like, yeah, you can talk or watch TV or whatever, but having like genuine conversations with people that you don't know that well about all sorts of stuff, I think is super important. And then you find out these little things.
Right. And now forever, of course,
you'll think of that and I'll think of you.
will never go by where I don't think of my parents, but now I'll also think, oh, I got to send a little love your way because this is a hard day for you.
Yeah.
You know, and I will forever think of that.
Me too. Yeah.
And so it's like, it's where difficulty can be matched with blessing. It's the equal and opposite in everything that, you know, I've sat here so many times with someone who would tell me something very difficult, but then they would say, but here's the lining.
Right.
You know, I can tell you a lining of this little chapter of my parents passing away is that I've spent more time either on the phone or face-to-face with my brother in the last 3 years than I did the 47 years before that put together. Like 47 total, less than the last 3. And why? Well, it's because of a coming together around what we ultimately, the biggest thing we share in common is our parents.
Yes.
You know, and so we're on the same page as to that whole experience.
You both lived the same thing.
And we were a year and a half apart, so we grew up with the same everything. And then, boy, as soon as he was 18, he's off doing this, and I'm off doing this, and life's busy. But there's a blessing, you know.
Is he older or younger than you?
Older, yeah.
Older. Okay, so my brother is 20 months older than me.
Okay, and I said a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's more like 22 months.
Okay, yeah. So we were always close, but I think stuff like that brings you even closer, for sure.
It does. Wow.
And now I feel like we won't ever go, you know, so long without talking stuff like that. And people do get busy, and nobody's mad at each other or anything. It's just you don't talk. But I feel like we probably talk 2 or 3 times a week now, at least for like 45 minutes.
That's
you know?
awesome. Yeah.
And text all the time. And
you said your dad was a goofball. Tell me more about what
he
did he do? I mean, what role? What did he do professionally? Tell me a little.
So my grandpa was a car guy. The Chews are car guys. So they like to build cars, build engines. My grandpa had a shop in Bellevue, like Bell Red area. And they had different shops that had, you know, they had like a Porsche, and then they had your like basic mechanic shop, and then they had this. And my grandpa owned that, and my uncle and my dad worked for him forever. My dad used to build muscle cars as hobby, and but he was like a good time guy. Like he loved to hang out with, he'd always have his friends at the house. And I remember right after my mom and him had split up, his two best friends moved into the house who also had kids. So on the weekends that we would go to Dad's house, it'd just be a house full of kids hanging out. And yeah, so there was 2 girls, there was Robbie, there was my brother and I. So yeah, 5 kids, and then these three dudes, you know, just doing the best they can and hanging out with us. But my dad was really funny. Everybody loved him. He had a ton of energy, like always doing something, always laughing, always making a joke, you know, whether it was at my expense or not. But he was just good, like genuinely just good and funny and very simple. He never would be like too sentimental or, you know, talk about his feelings too much, but he only had to say a few words, a few kind words, you know, and you would know how he felt, you know, and then he'd go back to joking around, whatever.
Do you, well, we'll come back to your grandma in this regard, but in terms of a guy that knows how to take something and from scratch and build it, right? Design all the way through completion.
Right.
I'm wondering if some of that has rubbed off on you.
I think so. I think so. I've thought about that too, because where did I get this? Well, first of all, like not having been schooled in anything like this or anything, where I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it, see what happens. The confidence, for one.
Right.
Even though we're working on it. I think you and I talked about that a couple times. Like, I'm shy, but the confidence for one, and then just the knowing that I'm going to be learning constantly all the time, I think helped. And then just trying to like, when you're learning about something new, I have no problem like asking the questions. Right. And I feel like, so if you think that you know it all, you're never going to want to ask a question. So for me, like, I love talking to people who are in the industry or have experience, or even like the manufacturers over in Bali. Like, I will just pick at their brain because I don't know, you know? And I think that's just part of evolving as in whatever you want to do, whatever that passion is.
Well, let's back up and let's do like one of these great Tarantino movies, you know, where the end comes, then we go backwards. You have created a fashion line, a clothing fashion line, from concept to design to execution to manufacturing to taking it all the way to a retail presence. And so there's the end, which we're going to completely understand in the end. But when you go way back to where did the thought of this even come from? You know, where were you that said, I'm going to do that? Well,
it's a swim line for now.
Okay.
My hope is to expand into all sorts of different things, men's, children's, and then, you know, apparel, cover-ups, accessories, all that stuff. But for right now, it's a swim line, and that's exactly what I wanted it to be. I have always been obsessed with bathing suits. Like, every season, I buy so many. Like, all my friends, my mom, my family I have like 2 huge trunks under my bed of swimsuits, and I like to mix and match. And there's things that I like about certain ones, things that I don't. And I thought that I had kind of an eye for something that's timeless and classic and like a staple for your collection that's not gonna break the bank. And that was like my original like thought about it. And then from there, I would, you know, joke with my friends, like over the years, I'd be like, let's start a swim line together. And they're like, that's what you want to do, Kara. Like, that's what you should do, you know? And I was scared, obviously. And I finally mustered up the courage to just start researching what it would take, you know,
I've never done it, but I want to hear, like, what would it take? What does it take?
Well, I had my own ideas just about designs and stuff and things, but it was the production and the taking my thoughts and bringing it to life that I was going to need help with. And so I started researching different manufacturers. I first wanted to do it made in the U.S. I thought that would be really great. Talked to some manufacturers there. It turns out the product development would happen in the U.S., but everything else would be made somewhere else. So I was like, okay, we'll think more abroad then. So then I researched this place in Brazil, lovely, and then I found this place in Bali, and they were smaller, but they had worked with brands that I knew and liked, and developed theirs. And so I decided to go and check it out for myself. And I read their website front and back, probably like...
Is this a tax deductible expense?
I hope so. We'll find out. And so then I went there and met with them, and it was like it was meant to be. Like they were so warm. They had all the time in the world to like work with me. You know, I mean, they have like clients and stuff, and the people were in a great space. I'll just say that. I was happy with everything about the space that it was. And the CEO was actually there, and he sat down with me for like an hour, and just randomly, he's never usually there, but we'll say that. And was just giving me some great advice and was just super warm. And then we worked together, and I just knew like this is where it's going to happen. And then come to find out, all the fabrics too, which I liked about them, is they're all made from recycled fishing nets and recycled plastics and consumer waste. So it's all sustainably made.
Wow. Okay. Say that again. The fabric of a bathing suit is made out of fishing nets and plastic.
Yeah, salvaged fishing nets and like plastic bottles. And
does that make sense to you? I have no idea. The textile world, I'm thinking different. So how do you make something that you wear out of plastic and fish nets? You melt it down and...
That would be my guess. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
But that's what they that's their whole business. That's their whole business model.
Right. That's awesome.
Sustainably made,
love that
good for the planet, recycled materials type of thing, which I really loved.
Okay. Did you have to go over to Bali with like, in the building world, it's like a set of plans or a design drawing or something where they go, here's what you want us to create?
Right.
Did you do that here in the U.S.?
I did it here, and we would talk over a video call.
Okay.
And then we would hang up, and then they would get back to me with what they had for me digitally.
I see.
And then when I went to Bali, it was amazing because without the time difference and everything like that, they're like 15 hours ahead of us, I think. We just got to work in person. And they had all these little, different clasps and zippers and adjusters and things that like, they do send you like whatever you want. They'll send you for sampling and stuff, like choosing your fabrics, choosing underwires, choosing a zipper, choosing a clasp, any type of thing that you want. But it was really nice to go there and work with them in person. So that's why.
What about the what's in your head as far as the design of these? How do you get it out of your head? Do you draw it?
I would draw some.
Okay.
And then I would take...
You yourself would do it, or would you have somebody draw it?
I could draw a little bit.
Okay.
I could get my point across in my drawings.
And then they would go, oh, we get kind of what you were doing.
Yes, and then I would explain it. Or I would take even like a piece of, like a bikini piece that I had or something. And I would show them a picture. Like, do you see how it goes like this? And I'd be like, I don't like that part. Like, I want take that apart or make that part longer. Try to give them like a reference of what I'm talking about. And
Right.
they made sense of it all.
Wow. Okay. So you found someone who's done this before big time, from concept to a creation that is original.
Yes.
And then once they create some kind of template or pattern,
Yeah.
then they say, how many do you want?
Right.
In what color?
Yes.
I see.
Yes. And mine,
And we couldn't do that in the U.S.?
you could do it in the U.S.
Is it a lot more expensive?
It's a lot more expensive. And it turns out that the pattern gets sent to China.
Oh, I see. So once they get the concept, they send it somewhere else. Okay.
Whereas everything is done there.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that piece, just that you get to actually know who's doing this. Now, okay, so designing this and having these, I'm assuming, but I don't want to assume, but the end goal of this is to make this a business and sell tons of these swimsuits and have swimsuits everywhere and build on this.
Right.
I'm assuming. Okay, so let's now that we know that that's the goal. So how do you market this when it's just brand new company, brand new designs, brand new swimsuits? Is that your department, or are you working with somebody in that world to help that along?
So this beginning phase, this went from concept of August 2024 to development in December, January 2025 to March, putting my name out there. And
right.
In that time, I've learned so much. I've already learned, okay, don't do that again. But I just did one design, which Donnie Ray has, but it's a multi-wear, so you can wear the top multiple ways. It's all reversible, so it's versatile, and you can play around with it and make it look different if you want to. But just the time that it takes to do that, just to make that, it takes a lot of time. And so immediately after I got the bulk order of that, and then I had been in Bali. We worked on the next two designs. I still don't have the bulk order of the next two designs because I had to go through sampling and fit and all that stuff. So that's what I've learned the most, is how much, especially if you want an original design, because I could say just copy that and call it a day, but I don't want to do that. And I don't think you should do that. But so I think that's like the biggest thing for me in what I've learned is like I need to have like the next 3-4 seasons ready because of how long the production does take, and especially just the sampling part. Once you get the sampling part,
what does that mean? The sampling part.
So you'll give them your ideas. They'll send it back and forth. You'll have Zoom calls and stuff, and then they'll make it. They'll be in contact with you, show you on a mannequin, show you on a model, and then you make tweaks. It's not.
I see.
It's not ever going to be perfect first shot.
Right.
And then they go back and they make the edits and stuff, and then you gotta, keep going, trial and error until you approve it, and that takes the most time. That takes 3-4 months.
Okay. The fine tuning goes on a ways.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. So from okay, I've got this new idea and I've got a rough sketch and I've got it in my mind, to a bulk product arriving that goes from here, and here you go. Sell them. They're in your warehouse now. Now you got to sell them. What does that time frame look like? Like over a year?
To getting rid of all of them?
No, to just getting them.
To just getting them? I would say my first design was completed with the bulk order in 6 months.
Okay. So this is why in that world, they're like working on, spring fashions like right now.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Because to have it ready for you in spring, they've got to be starting back here in the fall.
Right now, yeah.
Right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
and even just having more designs is going to be so crucial too, just because I had this one single design. Yes, you could wear the top different ways. Yes, it was reversible, but making more of like a collection out of it, which I thought that having this one design come out in around March, and then I had the other stuff kind of working, and I still don't have that other stuff yet. And that's all supposed to make it come together, right? As like one collection. You got 2 bikinis and then a one piece, and they're all the same colorways, and it's like a collection, right? So that's been a learning experience for sure.
Well, and okay, so but I can tell by there's 2 things. One, wow, you're learning massive amounts.
Yeah.
But I can also tell that you're loving it. It's right. Okay, so there's the perfect. To me, that's like the perfect chord. Like you're in a space where you're learning. You're
learning.
growing.
Yes.
And you're passionate about it. It's not just growth for some promotion, but it's you're passionate about it. To me, that is a rare combo that you see in lives these days. I talk to people all the time. Tell me what you do. Well, it pays the bills, but there's just zero passion around it, and they know their job and they just do it day in and day out. So there's no growth. I couldn't imagine. I honestly, that would make me so anxious. I can't even tell you that it's when you're choking, where you're just taking in, you're over your skis. It's like, I'm taking in so much. I don't even know if I'm in control or not.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about what was the first bulk order? How many?
So they have a minimum that you have to order.
Okay.
So
which was?
The minimum was 300. So I think I got just over that, just to make, so I had an even amount of stuff.
So I don't want to have you disclose like profit margins and all those things, but just the sheer cost of paying for an order of 300 can't be that cheap. I mean, so was there a business plan involved with funding this adventure?
Me.
You just decided I'm going to work my ass off to fund for this.
Yes.
So you're the board of the directors of the finance department too.
Yeah.
And how's that relationship going?
Have
they been kind to you, or are they kicking and screaming?
Well, I will say that I was pleasantly surprised by what I was able to turn in spring and summer with just having the one design and the 4 colorways. I was like, gosh, I wish I had more options to give people. Obviously, you need variety, but here we are. I had this one product, and I'm like, okay, well,
full of them. You only have one to offer.
I'm like, I better just get them out there. And I'm like, I have other stuff working too, but this is what I have right now. It was kind of like a dip my toe in, and I'm actually really happy with how it ended up over the summer. And
okay, so we're on. You can tell this is not scripted because we're on gentle ground. I don't want to, but 300 of these things. You said it. I didn't. Get rid of them. I would have said find wonderful homes for these or something.
Yes.
No, get rid of them. It sounds like you're throwing them out of a moving car. But,
I might have.
But have you been able to, in your technical vernacular, get rid of 300 of these things?
Well, so I can keep moving, I mean.
Have you been able to sell that many?
I haven't been able to. No, I'm not. No. I'm not rid of the.
Not rid of. This isn't a disease or something.
I'm not.
Okay, so the retail side, the side that, because I'm thinking to myself, if all of a sudden 300 swimsuits slant here, what do I do now? Because
that's how it felt.
Okay, I could. Hey, everybody, you want a swimsuit? Here's how much they are. I don't know. I'm not, but it seems like that has to run in tandem with I've got this order coming. The world needs to know about it. I can fill these orders. I haven't even got it yet, but I'm ready to fill because I'll get your order in and we'll ship it as soon as they come in or whatever. So tell me about marketing. How have you gone about marketing this product now that you need to sell or want to sell?
Well, the design that I have currently, I was waiting for the other designs to come in, and I was going to do this big campaign shoot with multiple models, different designs, different body types, different girls, things like that. That was the plan this summer. With the timing thing, I would say is my biggest challenge. You're waiting
on the next two orders to come in.
For that, and then, blast it, I guess. Just because I want to have, it's not exactly when I wanted to launch it, it's not exactly how I wanted it to happen quite yet.
Got it. Okay. So you had a vision in your head of how it's not just one suit, it's a couple different ones.
It's like a collection on different types of people. And I wanted to do, like a marketing campaign and all of that stuff. And I haven't been able to do exactly that how I want to do it yet.
Have you lined up in your mind at least like that campaign so that when these two come in, you could get to production of this marketing and then you'll be ready to hit it maybe this coming spring or something.
Yeah,
right?
I think this season here, fall and winter, is going to be great for me and the time that I need. And then I feel like next spring, March-ish, April, it will be a year later, but it will be exactly what I had visioned.
The world of
with more to come
creation, I don't know that it ever goes exactly as you envision it, but you do have a visual in your mind of sort of like this end opening ceremonies, and you want it to look right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And sometimes though the time frame of when is that going to happen? You've got to be fluid because you don't know all the answers. Right?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm learning constantly. I've never started a business before. I've never created something of my own and brought something like that to life before. So then you talk about like the finances of it all and all that stuff and the marketing and all. I'm like, I don't know.
But you're learning.
But I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the baptism by fire, right? You just go in and here we go. These orders coming will complete like a set to go. Do you have a website going on? Okay. And are these already sort of worked into the website?
They have not been worked into the website, but they are on Instagram. And that's where most people see my stuff. The website is linked on Instagram. The swim line is Belly Days, by the way. Belly Days.
Yes. Better spell that so that we can.
BELLYDAIS.
Oh, DAIS.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's actually named after my cat and my dog. My cat is Belly and my dog is Daisy. And I love them. Those are my kids. And Belly Days makes sense for a bikini.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So.
Belly Days. Okay. Belly Days. And that's on Instagram and website. You figure that out?
Website, Facebook, all that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. AJ's checking it out right now.
Oh, nice.
And how many millions of hits can we get it up to, AJ, before we are done?
Yeah.
He has all these toys. He knows how to do that, right?
Yes.
Right. That's awesome. Okay.
I should have brought them.
Something you said earlier begs a question for me. Yes, they're going to go to Belly Days and they're going to look at them.
Yeah.
Okay. You were drawn to the manufacturing piece of this in that it was sustainable. And that draws you because that's a belief that you have that we should try to do that whenever possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So is your company and the future successes that you will have with this, is it in part tied to a cause that you're trying to fund with this company effort? What drives this? Is it just pure capitalism and make money at this, or is there some things you're trying to do with this that make a statement or that you want to contribute to?
Well, when it comes to the brand itself and what Belly Days is, I want it to be sustainable. I want it to be affordable. I want it to be versatile. And I want it to hold its value. Like I want it to be affordable, but also not break your bank, and
disposable suit. You want it to be timeless.
I want it to be timeless. I want when people think about like, oh, I always bring that swimsuit when I go anywhere. If I'm going to do anything that's going to be at the pool or ocean or even something sporty. I don't know. But that's like can be their go-to. It's classic. It's never going to go out of style. And it's going to maintain its quality. That's what I want. And I want people to feel good in it. So, and customer satisfaction at this point is the most important thing to me. Not so much how much money I can make right now.
Right.
But it's having people that like it and return and continue to wear it
and tell people about it.
And tell people about
it.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I've inherited some thinking in the world of fashion, clothing and things, and I remember being told once that in the women's fashion world that every woman needs a Burberry scarf, and I went, a what? It's like, oh no, it's not just a scarf, but it's a Burberry scarf. Yeah. And then you realize that, well, okay, now that's very distinctive because of this patented pattern. And then once you sort of realize that, you realize that these are a clothing item that not only does that woman own, but they're passed down.
Yes.
They're like mother's scarf becomes daughter's scarf, and then she gives it to her, and they're timeless not only in style, but they're timeless in quality.
Right.
And so you see this handbag that's 30 years old selling for more than a new one because they only made this style this year, and they're not any cheaper than the brand new ones. It's like, and there's actually a whole line of things that fall into the collectible category that are in fashion that people buy and they basically put in a vault.
It's like an investment.
It's like a Birkin bag or something where they just it's an investment. And this, I don't know if that's the goal here, but the idea is that certain pieces are not only valuable and collectible, but they never go out of style.
Correct.
Which trendy crap, and
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I love the things that just are cool 50 years later.
Yeah. I agree. And my personal fashion sense, I love it, but I'm very simple and classic, I would say. I wear a lot of solids. I don't go crazy for patterns or anything. I wear neutral colors, but I like to, jazz it up with a cool coat or different jewelry or whatever it is. But I keep it pretty simple. And one of the things that I did thought about for Belly Days was simplicity refined. So just simple but fine-tuned in fit and in fabric and in how long the ties are or how many inches, is it right here from here to be the most flattering for most bodies or, that was, simplicity refined was my...
That's like a tagline.
Yeah, tagline.
Simplicity defined. I like that. Yeah. Refined simplicity. Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of an oxymoron there. We think simple, simple. Doesn't really matter. Refined, simple? Now, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but I like the combo.
There's
I like the combo.
Small touches to make it refined.
You have funded this operation yourself. You have a day job at a very, very high-end, beautiful restaurant, and yeah, you do so well at your job. But do you see, is this even on the goal list, that the momentum of this company sweeps you away, not only in your passion and in your involvement, but where financially the company allows you to live the way you want to live and pay your bills and all that? Is that a goal in this endeavor?
Yes. I mean, I've done the math and thought about things, and there's a number of bikinis I would have to sell a week for me to be able to do that, which we're not there yet. But working towards it and being able to, I do love what I do. I mean, I met you at my job, my current job. The best thing I get from that job is the relationships that I've built and established that I wouldn't have otherwise. I have so many different people that I've talked to and learned from and built a relationship with through that job. So I'm not like at this time where I'm like, I got to get out of there. I hate it so much. But I am at a time where I am growing and evolving just as a human. And I want to be in charge of my own thing, you know? And so hopefully...
one thing I've seen, Kara, is that when somebody's really, really passionate about their side gig, and if they have a goal that, okay, when it does this much, I can step from this dual sort of life into this. If this is sort of how the extra company is doing, it's growing. But as soon as they get there and go, okay, it's sustaining me, I can now devote myself to it completely. I've seen it just go vertical.
Yeah.
Just because somehow the focus, the attention span, just the focus on it. I've seen that so many times in the world of real estate where I hang, that somebody will, have a job, they like it, they're good at it.
Right.
But they really love their real estate on the side. And when they make that step, the real estate just goes because it needs focus.
Well, you saying that, I have thought about, like, for myself too, that I am comfortable in what I've been doing, and I know that I will be able to be fine doing that and do the things that I want to do, and I feel blessed that it's able to fund this endeavor of my own. But sometimes I do say, like, would I be more focused and just like honed in if everything depended on it?
Right.
Right?
Right. If I had just the right amount of fear motivation.
Yeah.
Like, I better make these sales or I'm not eating next week. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And just the right amount of that, I think, is healthy.
You think?
Matter of fact, it's like, it's the comfort zone.
Yes.
Nothing really great, extraordinary happens in a comfort zone.
I agree.
It just doesn't. We don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow when we're not comfortable. And so knowing that line of where I can be functional, not comfortable, but highly functional, that's that band where you want to live. That's where you're over your skis, but you're kind of in control.
Yes.
And yet if you fall, it won't be the first time. You get up and go again.
Yeah.
And the more you fall, the more used you get to falling. So then that becomes comfortable. So then you got to go a little faster, and it's, I think that is the entrepreneurial world, is that we push ourselves to just not for need necessarily, just for growth. I painted, I think, well, right there on the airplane, growth is the grail, sameness is the enemy. And
So true.
the genesis being the you and the anti-you. The real you is about growth. It's about creation. It's about, you've got this. There's so much inside of you to just go figure it out, go, grow. The anti-you, that other voice, just says, you've been working so hard. You need to just take a day off tomorrow and just relax. And this is a great idea, but let's get on it next week. And that voice, that anti-you voice is the absolute queen and king of delay, defer, agree, but let's not do anything.
Yes.
Sameness is the goal of the anti-you.
Yes.
I'm 100% sure of it, that if it can just keep it there, nobody gets threatened.
Yeah.
But when you go out here and you've got to make it happen, you're growing, there's just the right amount of pressure, right?
Yes.
Now you're not the same. I'd love to, but no, I'm doing this because I've got to meet this deadline, or I've got to meet this order, or,
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess the anti-you is what you were talking about, like, needs to get out of the way.
It does.
Yep.
But
it's not easy.
No. You got to kind of be stern
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, when you really are quiet and you can hear those two voices and you know one from the other, sometimes you got to just look at the anti-you and go, hey, I know what you're trying to do. You sit in that corner and you watch.
Yeah.
Because what you're telling me I shouldn't do, I'm doing right now. And you're going to sit there and listen to it. And you pick up the phone and you call Nordstrom's and you say, hey, Nordstrom's, I've got a great swimsuit. Can I have an appointment to get this in? And all the while you're staring at the anti-you and he's going, no, just do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. Right?
No,
and
it's
you
so
just
true.
jam it down its throat.
It's so
and
true.
you hang up and go, got an appointment tomorrow. Eat that. And I mean, literally you have to get somewhat pointed. But the more you do that, the less it bothers you.
Yeah.
It's always going to try.
Yeah.
But the less it bothers you, it knows you're not going to win this battle. I'm going to prove it to you. So growth. And going forward, we all say, oh, well, I'm going to do this, but I need to know more about this, and this, and this. That's an anti-you thing. Oh, good idea. But we need to know more about this and funding. What about taxes? And shouldn't we have a website? And do you sure you have your LLC set up right? And this and then on and on and on. There's a million ways it gets you to delay and not
I mean,
go.
I could think of things that I've said during this and think, I'm like, that was an anti-me thing.
Yeah, well, it's ever present.
Oh, yeah.
It is. But to me, the proof is in the pudding. And the fact is, guess what? Started it. Guess what? Took a trip. First orders arrived. What do you think of that? There's always a way to combat and go, F you. You're not the boss of me. I'm doing this thing. And but that starts with awareness that there's a battle going on. You talked about when we were having a little bite to eat before we started, this whole idea of that there's a lot of darkness out there, and to be aware is step one.
Right.
How do you protect yourself and make the right call if you're not even aware of it, right? Well, it's much like that, I think, in our own mind, that there's a battle going on.
Constant.
And are you going to win the battle?
Yeah.
And it's a daily suit up and tape up and here we go every single day.
Yeah.
I really think that's and that's why I think a little extra motivation, which just like I say, the right amount of fear motivation. I hear all these reasons, Kara, why people can't do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And then I go, okay, now let's pretend your child's life depends on it. Now, are you going to figure it out or not? Well, of course they'll figure it out. 100% figure it out. Do whatever you got to do. I go, but what if you lived your life that way? What if you talked to yourself, not with a fear motivation, but with a don't buy your own excuse motivation? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I really believe that this discussion is where the game is won and lost. I'm not kidding. I get the privilege of coaching people one-on-one.
Yeah.
And you met Chris earlier, mm-hmm. right? And part of what I do is they say, well, I want to do this, but I go, stop. Okay. No. I want to hear it differently. I'm going to do this and not I want to do this, but.
Yeah.
You want to do it? Okay, now, how do we do it?
Yep.
Don't open the door with that conjunction, but this and that. Ah, God, no. Just go throw up on your shoes somewhere else. Not around me. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that we can't. I think this is why community of entrepreneurs doing things is very important.
I would agree.
You need that, I would say.
I think I need it for sure.
There's no question.
Yeah.
The space of those taking charge and just doing their life by design deliberately, you'd think that'd be a big space. It isn't. But when you're around those that are that, it takes the excuse right out of you. That you just go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're doing it. I'm not going to be the one to tap out here.
Yeah. There's a little competition in it too.
But you're leading this. Yeah. I imagine you get people all the time going, you're doing what?
Yeah.
Peers of yours, friends of yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to Bali for what?
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell anybody. See, I didn't tell anybody what I had planned. And then they were like, especially the girls at work, because I'm getting all my shifts covered, and they're like, who are you going to Bali with? And I was like, nobody. They're all talking amongst themselves. They're like, I think she's going through something.
She's going through something.
She's going to Bali all by herself.
She's going through something.
Is she okay?
And she's really got to go through something where she's got to get rid of 300 bathing suits.
And then right before I left, they're like, a couple girls were like, what are you even doing there? Like, we're worried about you. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. And I told them, they're like, oh, thank God. We thought you were going through like a midlife or something.
Right,
I was like,
special treatment.
Eat,
they only
pray,
give
love.
Bali.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, well, there's going to be that too. But
yeah, right.
No, there's a reason. They're like, okay, so people are waiting on you over there. Like, they know you're coming. They're like, I just thought you were just bolting to Bali for no reason.
Hey, if we're going to bolt, I haven't been to Bali, but it sounds nice.
It's really
Want to go,
nice.
AJ? Oh, it doesn't sound bad. Let's go.
It's really
nice. Right. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm loving this. Tell me the wish list of, could be retailers, could be awarenesses. How do you see the world discovering your product in a big way? What does viral look like in your world of swimsuits? What if you were to just dream crazy big? Do you walk through Nordstrom's in that department and see your swimsuits on the rack? Do you see them somewhere else?
I think Miami Swim Week would be really cool.
Miami Swim Week. Okay, is this like a fashion show for swimsuits?
Yeah, yes. It's like a fashion week, but for swim.
AJ goes all the time. I've never been.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I don't think it'd be a bad thing to go to, actually.
Yeah.
But Miami Swim Week would be really cool. Using them for, having a model wear it in Sports Illustrated or something would be amazing.
Right. Yeah.
retailers, you introduced me to the
Foxy Fur.
Foxy Fur, which I carry
yeah.
my swimsuits.
Yeah, I know. That's so cool.
I mean, yeah, Nordstrom, amazing.
Yeah.
Even just boutiques, say around the country or whatever, even internationally, and like in the the hotel shop or whatever, and
Right.
you know, it's like I've never seen this brand before, and they're like, oh, I got this at the spa in Scottsdale, or you know, the spa resort in Scottsdale, and this little bikini line, you know.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
Right. You know, I don't know if you thought of this, but I've heard of this with a different kind of line. It wasn't a swimsuit, it wasn't a clothing line, but it was like a skincare.
Oh
line,
yeah.
where the owner of the company would invite people to go into shops like that and just inquire, knowing that they didn't have the product.
Okay.
Go, oh, do you carry this? I'm looking for this. Do you carry this? And the shop owner would go, oh, no, I've never heard. Oh my gosh, oh. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's a little hard to find, but oh my God, if you ever find, and they hired enough people to just sort of strategically plant these seeds.
Yeah.
And of course, then the shop owners, what do? They go online, they go, oh, here it is. How do I? And then they call you going, hey, somebody just came by the shop. They said, this is amazing. And how do I carry your stuff? It's like kind of like a reverse sales.
Yes.
You see what I mean? Rather than go in and say, you should do this.
Yeah.
To go in with, I'm looking for this. Do you have it? Oh, no. Well, I'm going to keep looking till I find it. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. To me, it's when you want something bad enough, you guerrilla marketing, you know, you just figure out how to get it there.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, I think like big retailers obviously would be incredible, but I also like the exclusivity of it as well. Like it's based out of Seattle, Washington, which is like known for rain, and it's made by this random girl, you know, and like, and then when I was selling them this over the summer and stuff, and they, you know, people that I don't know that literally spent 2 seconds with me and just like, I think this swimsuit's cute and I want to buy it and I'll tag you on Instagram. And it's like people I don't even know are in Mexico wearing it. And I'm like, that's so cool.
That is cool. That is cool. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think figuring out how to go about it differently. In my world, Kara, most people think, oh, buying a house or property, it's listed somewhere with Remax or EXP or Coldwell Banker or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the last couple hundred properties I've bought, 2 or 3 have been listed. So I just go decide what I want and I find out who owns it and
find out how to
figure out
how to
if we want to do this. Do you want to sell it? I want to buy it. So it's, I think, going about things differently. And there's so many tools right now. I have a golf club on the bench over there that's a swing trainer. And this arrived in a box. I'm like, what in the heck? And it came from one of my students who said, I know you love golf. And supposedly, according to the internet, this is the greatest swing trainer in the world. You should try it and let me know how it is. It's like all over the internet. I don't really do the internet, but it's all over the internet. Well, they bought it for me because I like golf.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? You know, I don't know. So on the internet, tell me about that. How are you utilized? You said Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. I'll run like over the summer, I would run like flash sales and stuff. And those seem to be really effective. Just posting it constantly. I've kind of like simmered down on that. I did let people know that like there's more coming, and I posted a picture of the samples that I had and stuff like that. So once that's all arrives, like I said, we'll do like a campaign style like photo shoot, more creative photo shoot, not just like your basic like catalog style. And go from there.
Seems like this vision you have of these multiple orders coming, and then like this fashion show, that there could be little reels of that put out there, to just draw attention,
and like little pop-up events too. I think are great, because what I noticed working at some of the markets over this summer is people love, as much as people sit behind their phones all day, people still love like face-to-face connection,
right?
And asking questions and
Right.
getting to know somebody. And maybe there's somebody there that has a boutique that wants to bring my stuff in their store. Maybe, there's somebody who does something else and wants to collaborate on something. I don't know,
Right.
but yeah.
When you open a door, you never know where that's going to
Exactly.
lead, right?
Yeah. So none of it, like, it's all been a learning experience and meeting different types of people that I probably wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah. Right.
So
That's fantastic. Well, I'm loving it. Anything for men in the future?
I would love to, but
Like in the world of swimsuits?
I would love to do a men's trunk and have a match, the same colorways as the woman's. So then, the little couples can
matchy.
Yes. Okay. I would love to do that. I told my brother that he's got to help with the men's trunks. He's like, I have no idea. I'm like, how hard can it be? Get a nice pair of swim trunks, We could do a couple of different lengths, and call it a day, kind of. It can't be that hard. Trunks are pretty simple, right?
You got a good attitude. I like it. Yeah.
Trunks are pretty simple.
I think it's crazy how, somebody or some designer for something, but then all of a sudden here comes all the accessories, all the add-ons, right? And I think that once you get your foot in the door and they know your name, that seems to be step one. And then now you can say, but here's the accessory that goes with that, or here's this, or here's that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. We had this discussion, again, back to the world of real estate, that in the world of retail, like strip malls and malls, that retail has largely shifted in the last few years from retail stores to service tenants, meaning like the service tenant would be the restaurant or the massage therapist or the tax accountant or the haircutting place or somebody that basically, if it could be bought on Amazon, that retail store is in trouble, especially since COVID, because you're not going to get in your car and drive somewhere to buy your Docket Gold, notepads at Office Max.
No.
Why the hell would you do that? You just go on Amazon and they're on your doorstep the next day, free. It's right there.
Yep.
Don't waste the time and the gas. Okay, there's a lot of retail stores that are hurting, but the boutique stores where Amazon doesn't carry your swimsuit line on Amazon, where someone says, no, this is a custom product, and you can't buy it on Amazon, and it's important to me to get this, and therefore I'm going to go wherever it is. Right? They're doing fine. Specialty, Lululemon, your Tiffany's, the higher end retailers that you're not going to go on Amazon and buy a Tiffany's anything.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So they're doing fine, but the anything that could be bought on Amazon is really struggling. Well, and therefore retail malls are shifting in tenant base.
Look at all of the like Walgreens and Bartels that are like done.
Right. Because
it's so sad.
Because it can get delivered tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. I know. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. But you have a unique custom product. And so I think that's really awesome in the retail world. Yeah. This is fantastic. So do you, with your client base at your day job, does Does everybody know you do this on the side? A lot of them?
I would say of my client base, probably about half. Probably about half.
I would think that that's kind of a high-end client base that
Yes.
is very specific about things like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably about half of them. I mean, sometimes, like I've told you before, I get like shy about it. So, you know, I'll have people that I don't see for, 6 months or something, but I've seen them 2-3 times a year for 6 years, and then like, what's new? But they've got like all their guys and they're watching football and I'm like, nothing. I can't muster up the courage. I don't know why that is. And well, it's also hard to like, I don't know, especially with women, it's easier, but with men, I'm always like, they're like, let me see. And I'm like, well, you can look at it on your own time, but here, let me just pull.
I can see how awkward that would be. Yeah. But you could say, well, listen, I want you to write this down for your wife. Write this down and tell her about this because, next time you go on vacation, you could get her this for that or something. Yes. Yeah, there's got to be a way to make that shift.
The night that I told you guys about it, it was you and Donnie. And remember, I didn't even want to tell you. I was like, you're like, what's going on? I was like, I just got home from Bali. And then Donnie was like, tell me about Bali. What were you doing there? And I was like, and then I told you.
Yeah. Which is quite because everybody would assume you're just there on vacation. I mean, who goes to Bali for any other reason, right? But that's part of, she digs.
She does.
What's going on?
Yes.
You need to know. I was there watching it.
Yes.
I'm the introvert. I don't say too much either.
Yeah.
But she's not.
She's not at all.
No. Well, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It makes me beg the question, and maybe you've seen this in people, that you see somebody that's really passionate about something, but nothing ever gets done. I had a great example as a friend of mine that had a sales job of copy machines, but golf was his obsession.
Yeah.
And he's got all these people skills, and he loves golf. Well, with just a little encouragement, the next thing you know, it's his company is golf events. And so now all these corporations that put on annual golf tournaments, he's the go-to guy that organizes everything at a golf course, all the competition, all the swag, all the food, all the this, all of that. And so what does he do every day of his life? He's at a golf tournament
somewhere. What he loves.
Right, doing what he loves, and he's got a big business around it. And I think of Simon Kelly, who, all he loves to do is fish. So what does he do? He builds a salmon fishing lodge in Rivers Inlet, BC. And so he's either talking to people about coming to his lodge or at his lodge with salmon. And if you ask him, how's it going, Simon? He goes, living the dream.
Right. And he means that.
And he means it.
Yeah.
He's living what he's only dreamed of.
Yeah, I think that's really special.
I wonder how many people are out there going, oh, if I could, I would only do this. But they never do it. And what I love among so many things about this podcast is that, well, I just wanted to do it. I didn't have any funding. I funded it. I didn't know much. I dove in, and I'm learning every single day. And yet, right now, somebody's got your swimsuit in their drawer.
Right.
Or is wearing it somewhere. Right now.
Yeah. That's really cool.
There. You've done it. And once you do it, here we go. Yeah. Now where do we go?
Now what?
Where is this going to lead?
Yeah.
You think, how did you ever do this? Well, it started way back here with this crazy idea of a swimsuit line. And now I'm in, Paris at the fashion show. Can't believe it, but here I am, right? It's that kind of thing. I think that if you can win this battle, God only knows what's coming down, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You've told us once, but I want to hear how people get a hold of you. Be real clear about website and Instagram and any other way they can contact you, because they're going to want to.
Okay, so it's Belly Days, and the website is BELLYDAIS.com.
Okay.
That's where you can shop, and you can reach me through there. If you want to check out Instagram, it's Belly Days Swim. So BELLYDAISSWIM.
Belly Days Swim.
Belly Days Swim. And my personal is Kara C 1230, and I check all messages from both accounts, so you can reach me on anything.
There it is.
Website, Instagram.
Direct contact.
Direct contact, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. This has
Thank
been
you.
amazing.
Yeah, this has been so fun.
Thank you for listening. You know how to run me down, and I can't wait till our next time and our next exchange. Thanks so much.
Thank you.